I'm here with Mark Nelson of Rio Grande, and we're going to discuss some forging techniques.
Right.
And the good thing is, we're going to end up with some cool earrings too.
Right, exactly.
So how do we get started with this, and what is exactly forging?
Forging is actually, you're taking raw material like rod or sheet, and you're changing the shape of it with a hammer and steel. Very old technique.
What do we start with?
We're going to start with 10 gauge Argentium, and using Argentium will give us a little longer working life before it gets really hard to work with.
Okay.
And we're going to measure out about 2.5 inches. Just mark this with my finger.
Okay.
About 2.5. And when I cut it with some nippers here, I want to try and cut it at an angle. This will allow me to actually tuck this. This will be the end that kind of swirls.
Now, what is Argentium?
Argentium is a type of sterling silver that has germanium in it.
Okay.
And the germanium actually helps prevent tarnishing.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Because that's always one of the things with sterling is the tarnishing.
Right. So what I'm doing is I'm tapering the end so it really tucks in into a swirl. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start taking some forming pliers that have a round shank and a flat, and keeping the round on the inside, start to form it. Now this is pretty heavy gauge wire, so this can be done with thinner gauge wire too. Here we go, a little leverage on here, and we can just roll that into it.
Wow.
And we'll try and tuck that in
using
the pliers.
Swirl.
Right. So we'll keep doing that.
You're getting there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Making it tighter and tighter.
Now, is that easy to work with, or do you need a lot of strength to be able to do
For this
something
thick
like
of
that?
wire, you do need a lot of strength.
Okay.
So I would suggest, maybe starting with 18 gauge or 16 gauge. It's going to be a lot thinner and a lot easier to maneuver.
Definitely build up your biceps.
Right.
At the end of doing that.
So we'll start that.
Okay.
And then what we want to do is actually start on the end where we're going to put our ear hook. And we're going to start with a hammer. It's a forming hammer that has a round side and a flat side.
Okay.
Okay, we're going to start with the round side. This will actually mushroom the metal out, splay it out. If you notice, I'm working on a steel block that's on a leather pad. The reason being is that if I work on a bench like this, it's a lot louder.
Yes.
Now,
so
if you don't have
absorb some of that sound.
Exactly. It can get really annoying after a long time. Now, if you don't have a sandbag, you can always use a folded towel.
Oh, that's a good tip.
Yeah, take a towel and fold it. So once you get towards the end, you take it on the flat side, and you can start smoothing it out. Because by using the dome side, unless you really are going for that look, the hammered look, you can use a flat side to kind of flatten it out, smooth it out, and tap it on the side. On both
So you're
sides.
really kind of forming it and shaping it, and
Exactly.
yeah.
Now what we're going to do is we're going to actually start keep curling that in.
Okay.
So we're going to start that whole turning in process.
Look at that. Okay.
Yeah. And we're going to go ahead. Now what we're going to use the dome side again. And we're going to start widening out the spiral. And now we have a little flat spot to hang on to. Let the weight of the hammer fall. You don't need to force it with any kind of force at all. You just let the weight of the hammer fall.
Now, is that hardening it also?
You betcha.
Okay.
And that's why working with the Argentium is even better, because it'll give us a longer time to work with it.
Oh.
So,
all right.
basically,
That's
keep
a nice option.
Yeah. You want to turn it over, do both sides, keep it nice and even, and try and work the inside of there. And just keep going. Now, if you like the hammer marks, you can leave them.
Yeah.
Okay. If you don't, you can switch to the flat side and make it nice and smooth.
Yeah.
So we're going to keep on doing that.
Okay.
And then what we're going to do is we're going to get to a point here where we need a hole for the French hook.
Okay.
Okay. And then so we're going to take some lubricant on a hole punch here.
There it is.
There we go. This is nice because it makes making a hole a lot easier than drilling.
Mm-hmm.
So just make sure that's nice and lined up. And then we'll go ahead and boop.
It
Yeah.
goes right through. Are there different sizes, or is that all the same?
There are different sizes. This
Okay.
is about a 1.25 millimeter.
Okay, which is pretty much what you need for an ear wire.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And so what we want to do is we want to give it this kind of curl right here.
Mm-hmm.
And in order to do that, we're just going to do the same thing.
But you want to punch the hole in before that, obviously, so you have the flat surface to be able to do that before you curl it.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
And we'll just go ahead. And you can really play with this a lot. I mean, you can do all kinds of different things.
Mm-hmm.
And once we have that, and we can decide if we want to do this some more, make it a little more mushroom. See, it's inconsistent here.
Yeah, let's do it.
There again, using the dome side.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if I hit along the outside edge right here,
Yeah.
this will actually stretch the metal on the outside and cause it to curl even tighter.
Ooh.
Because I'm thinning the outside.
Just kind of working both ways.
Right.
Now, does it make the outside more jagged or have a little bit more scalloping? Do you have to smooth it out, or does it just flatten evenly?
If you're hammering even, the whole outside edge will be fairly even, but it will have some ripple in it.
Okay, the ripple. That's the word I was looking for.
And there again, if you don't like it, you can always take a file and go around the outside and
yeah,
and
if
make
you
it
can
more
see it
even.
right there. So it's a little.
But you know, part of the charm of forging is the hammered look.
Okay.
It says that somebody took the effort to hammer this out, and it's been handmade.
Makes it seem more handmade, which always makes things, I think, a little bit more special.
Right.
When you know that somebody's actually doing it. Okay.
It gets a little short, and you try not to hit your fingers there.
Do you want me to hold that for you?
You sure you want to?
Yeah. I don't know.
You can see how it's tightening up right there. That's because the metal is expanding.
Now, do you usually use, with forging, the silver or Argentium? Is that what that is? But do you use other things? Can you forge other? You can forge gold, obviously, and other materials.
You can forge gold, copper, brass. Would not forge gold.
Other metals.
Would not forge gold filled.
Okay.
Because it's a bonded metal, and you could crack the bond.
No, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But as long as it's a solid.
A solid metal.
Yeah, that would be good. All right. So after we do that, what do we do next?
Our finishing touch is actually going to be the hammered look for my particular design.
Okay.
So I want to go with the dome part of it, and that's going to give little facets to actually give it some shine to it. And then once I have that done on both sides, I'm going to take it to my flex shaft or a polishing machine, or even a stainless steel tumbler, and put a shine on it.
Okay, good.
So
now what are these two here?
these are the matched pair, and what you want to do is if you're wearing them either side, make sure that they're balanced and symmetrical, and then you can add your ear wires to that.
So you can put whatever finish you want on it, depending on if you want it high polish or if you want it hammered. And what's nice is that you have a pair here, and these look like they're a little bit more a high polish finish.
Right, they've been polished as a final stage.
Gorgeous. And then just add your ear pin, and then just roll it up.
Yeah.
Loop it. It's all good. Thanks, Mark.
Oh, you're welcome.
We'll be right back.